Hello to the YouTube audience and welcome back to In My Shed. I had a viewer request for a bit more explanation and information on this drill grinder that I featured a fair while ago, some months now, and I had to make some modifications to the stand. When originally fitted, I had the drill up mid-wheel height, and if you can appreciate up here, the abrasive grains are travelling vertically, and they are travelling vertically behind the cutting edge, and this is not satisfactory. The striations or the scratches made by the grinding wheel should be at 90 degrees to the cutting edge. As I found when the first drill I ground failed almost immediately. So a little bit more research, I've repositioned the grinder now so that the cutting action of the abrasive grain is at 90 degrees to the edge. It goes back in. The tool lasts a hell of a lot longer and grinds very well. I bought this with an old Servian tool and cutter grinder, about 15 years ago now. Wasn't used on the grinder itself, and it wasn't until I moved here that I stripped it and put it onto this base plate. And the base plate is movable as I don't have a lot of bench space. As of yet, I still haven't fitted the correct wheel. I haven't had a chance to do it, and I still haven't got a dressing arrangement. I want a swing arm dresser very similar to a Deckel single lip cutter grinder on the top. And also here is the plate for smaller drills. You can see the cutout is made for up to 22mm drills. Takes a few minutes to replace it from the front of the attachment here. Okay, with this particular tool, in feed is through the knob at the back. It has a micrometer dial, and you can get very, very fine adjustment and equal adjustment on both lips. Here we have a scale where you can select the diameter of the drill, and you line up the size of the drill with the zero line in the housing. And there is another adjustment that's very, very hard to see. I'll try and zoom in and see if I can get both of those. That's it. Now you can see the size lines for the drill, and there's other fine adjustment here. You tighten off that clamping bolt, and it's only about 3 or 4 degrees where the upper half will move on the lower half, and that allows you to grind different amounts off the back of the land. The bigger the drill, the more angle you need in a very small amount to take that land off. Otherwise the heel of the land can rise up and actually be higher than the front cutting lip. So they're the two main adjustments in the housing. This one to slide the housing up and down for your different size drills, and that effectively controls the amount of drill protruding past the pivot point. That controls the clearance behind the edge. And the other minor adjustment, this one here. There is also a little base plate underneath the pivot where 2 stops are incorporated, and that can control the amount of sweep you allow with the attachment. Once you've got it set up, it's merely a procedure of sweeping the drill backwards and forwards, and then rotate it around to the next flute, which is latched in by the plate there. And if you leave it at the same setting and just take a thou or two at a time, you can make sure that you have very, very well ground drills. Now, to all the experts who are out there and I can grind it by hand and that's just as accurate, I say crap. I've seen lots of tool makers buy drills off me in 0.1mm sizes just for that one hole. They need to be very accurate. And sure, they can be good, they can be close grinding by hand. Any good machinist can be close, but not many machinists can get them as good as a reasonable machine ground drill. And this particular jig allows you to replicate drills to very, very close to the factory grind. With this particular one, I still did relieve the web. All drills are very, very heavy in the web, and even jobber drills from 4mm and above now have got a wide web. Max Grant from the Swan River Machine Shop did quite a good spiel on that. I suggest everybody get good at thinning the web. Anyway, that's enough for now. Bye.